shit, people. One Piece chapter 565. Is Oda gonna do this? I'm getting so excited. Is Luffy not only gonna save Ace, but is he gonna kick the three admirals' asses? Oh shit. And I might be getting my hopes up, but you gotta look at it from my perspective, right? Since Luffy fought Aokiji the first time, Luffy's gotten gear 2, he's gotten gear 3, he's whooped another warlord's ass, and in this chapter, like, Luffy, he hears, like, okay, we got everybody trapped, let's start the execution of Porcus the Ace, and Luffy, he ain't hearing it, Luffy says, I need a favor. All of a sudden, this huge bazooka of water just shoots up. Luffy rides the wave like a fucking rubber man surfer or whatnot, lands in the most epic fashion in front of the three admirals, and he's looking up at him. He says, let me have Ace. And you have Aokiji say, wow, you made it all the way up here, but you're not going to make it to the platform. So Aokiji, he's at least, you know, recognizing Luffy's getting ready to fight. But then you got Kizaru, and Kizaru flat out says, for kids, you're pretty scary. And I think that that's Oda showing us a little symbolism about the rookies, because in the same chapter, you have the different rookies who are watching what's going on. And you even... But when you have Law has his sword on his shoulder, and he just walks away, right? He's like, I don't have time for this fuckery that they're trying to play on us right now. And it's because the rookies are looking at it, and they're recognizing that the world government, they're just doing their regular games. They're not going to be part of it. And one of the rookies says, I don't have time for this. I came all the way back here just to have the transponder snail to go out. And he's basically acknowledging there's some fuckery going on. And so for Oda to have all the rookies kind of watch and see what's going on while Luffy's challenging the admirals, it's just showing the next generation, they're rising up, and things are about to get really, really interesting. And so you also have Akainu, and he says, you really are scary, son of a dragon. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but it really feels as if Oda is setting up this connection between Luffy and Dragon even further. So I can't wait to actually see these two meet. You know Oda is building towards that. And what's really interesting about this is Luffy doesn't hesitate. He's got this huge piece of debris. He tries to attack the admirals with it, which is pretty ballsy. It's one of those Luffy big dummy moments, but I like the fact that he's doing this because it just shows that Luffy has guts and determination. He knows that it's now or never when it comes to saving Ace. Aokiji just freezes the debris, breaks it up, and actually provides cover. So in a way, he actually used Aokiji's attack as a diversion, and to Luffy's dismay, his attacks don't really land, but it just shows that we're getting ready to see a real fight between Luffy and the three admirals. And while all this is going on, you have Whitebeard, and he's saying this brother of Ace, he really is as foolhardy as Ace. And he tells his men, we're going to prepare. We have to put our plan into action. Oars is up, and earlier in the chapter, you had Kizaru. He's getting ready to do a headshot, and that attack gets stopped. But the fact that Whitebeard is using the opportunity of Luffy fighting the admirals to try and seize Ace. So what this does is it lets me know that Oda's going to do the ballsy thing, which is he's going to actually let Ace be freed. And that's going to be really interesting just to see the fact that Luffy is working hand in hand with the man that Whitebeard calls, or Ace calls a father, and Whitebeard. And so the fact that Ace's family is going to actually save him, and in a sense they started a war to save him, that's the truest form of love, in my opinion, to show that there's no mountain you won't cross in order to get your loved one, man. That is so beautiful. I love what Oda's doing here. And again, I've said this before. I mean, it's the same thing with my girl. It's the same thing with my mom. There's no mountain I wouldn't cross for them. And I totally understand where Luffy's coming from, because it's now or never. It's now or never. If either one of them were in harm's way, I'd drop everything in order to go stand in between whatever's getting ready to harm them. And that's what Luffy's doing. So much respect to Luffy for this. Now, the other thing I thought was pretty interesting about this chapter is just the reaction that's going on, where you have everyone, they're watching what's going on with the world government, and all the chaos is ensuing because people are saying, did Whitebeard really do this? Did he really betray his men? So if on the offhand chance Whitebeard does die, the world government has essentially tarnished his legacy, because no one who is not on that battlefield will not know that Whitebeard demonstrates. Man, I know I used a triple negative. A double negative is when you use two no's in the same sentence. I actually used three. Sorry about that, former English teacher, grammar, got into me on that one. But this is what was really interesting about this, right? The fact that Oda does this, it gives him a way to just show the politics with the world government and the Navy and just how far that they're willing to go. And I like how when the introduction or the announcement that Ace was going to be executed was put on there, you actually see Boa Hancock and she has a worried look on her face. So it just shows that there's a potential that Boa Hancock might move again to try and save Luffy, thus putting Amazon Lily, her island, in further danger if someone catches on to this. So I like what you have there. It looks like Oda's planting more seeds there, and maybe Boa Hancock will have something to do with Luffy getting out of things to where Luffy is out of harm's way. And I actually wish that the Straw Hats were here, because I could totally see Sanji and Zoro fighting alongside Luffy against these three admirals. That'd be so fucking badass. But at the same time, Zoro and Sanji, they were no match for Kizaru, so they would need some type of power up in order for it to happen. Now, another thing I thought was pretty good about this chapter was the fact that we see Akainu's ability, where he's using his magma, his lava from the devil fruit, and he's basically putting all of Whitebeard's men in a very tough situation, because he's attacking the ships. He actually destroys the Moby Dick. And so that's why I think maybe Boa Hancock will help them get out to safety. But what that shows is the same thing with the Going Merry, because they say, oh, our ship, and Whitebeard even thinks I'm sorry. So it just shows like the ship is very important to the pirate crew. I know, like, oh, no shit, Kryptonian. Of course it's important. But, you know, the Going Merry or the Merry-Go got a personality. So I'm wondering if maybe the Moby Dick is the same thing. But you know that's a huge blow. It's a crippling blow. So just from a psychological stance, the Navy got another win at that point. And I like how, as this is going on, the despair is shooting in, and that's when you have Whitebeard. He tries to do that whole thing with the quake fruit that he has, and he ends up hitting this wall, and they say, oh shoot, it's not working. So it lets me know that the world government probably has the Sea Prism on there. Well, I guess they wouldn't, because if they had it reinforced with that wall, then all the devil fruit users, the power would be kind of nullified. So I'm wondering what's so special about that wall. But it looks like everything that could go wrong is going wrong, and yet the beacon of hope, who is pulling people towards him, who is motivating people, is Luffy, because he's challenging the three admirals, which will be a suicide mission for anyone other than Luffy, because Luffy, it's just something about him. He's fought two of the admirals so far. He's getting ready to fight the third one, and yet each time he's fought, I've kind of doubted him, but at the same time, if he would have won, it wouldn't surprise me. And I'm going to end my chapter question off here, and that's going to be, what were your thoughts at this point? Did you really think that Luffy could beat the three admirals? And if you did, were you in the same boat as me? And if you thought that Luffy would lose, were you also thinking like me, which is that Whitebeard was going to come in and help him, and we get Luffy and Whitebeard versus the three admirals? That will be really good too. That will be really good, just given the fact that Whitebeard said that he can help one pirate reach his dream, then he'll consider his life to be not wasted. And what's key about that is, again, it's Ace's family fighting for him, fighting for his freedom. It would be really cool to see pseudo father and pseudo son, because, you know, Ace is Luffy's, you know, brother, if you will, because they drink from the same cup. To see them fighting side by side, maybe that could be foreshadowing for Dragon and Luffy fighting side by side at one point. That would be really cool. And if not, if they fight side by side and maybe Whitebeard gives his life to have Luffy escape with Ace, that could set the stage. That could do it, because Whitebeard does have that mortal wound. Or at least I'm calling it a mortal wound, because again, we saw this dude hooked up the tubes before, and now he gets, you know, stabbed by Squad or Squado. I'm not sure which the pronunciation is, but, you know, Squado, you know, looks like a bitch, man. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know if maybe you guys caught that or not in the chapter review. You know, I said this woman stabbed somebody. You know, he got the long hair. I know Rayleigh's got long hair, but you know, that was a bitch move. So I just had to throw it in there. You know, sometimes my sense of humor hits, sometimes it doesn't. But you know, overall, this is a really good chapter. Very, very impressed by the pacing of this, and can't wait to see what's gonna happen next time. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Excuse me. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.